say in the movies, take two. I did this entire video yesterday and it came out perfect. It was the most exciting video you'd ever get to watch. Trouble is, it's still locked into my phone, which won't transfer to my computer, which won't go into my editing program, and my phone refuses to download an editing program, so I get to do it all over again. But this time I'm going to be a little smarter, although I didn't think I could get any smarter, but I guess I can. I'm going to try. I'm going to do an abbreviated version. Let me set the camera down a little bit so you don't have to look at my face all day, and I'll show you what we're getting into. Okay, so you have to look at a little bit of my face. We're going to start out, we'll make a coffee, but first just in case, we'll light a lantern. And then we'll see what we can do with our old 502 here. Get her all started up. And then yesterday I used my Pyrex pot and made a pot of percolated coffee, which I used this Kroger's French vanilla. I wasn't real happy with it. So today we're going to take a shortcut and just do an instant with a Nescafe 2-in-1. Just cream and coffee, no sugar. And instead of the, since we only need hot water today, we're just going to use the our Arctic canteen cup. And there was somebody on one of the channels was making trying to make a lid for our canteen cups, And I remembered Carolina Chris made a aluminum lid for his canteen cup, and I tried many times, and I ended up with a bunch of banana boats and curved pieces of metal that nowhere resembled a lid. So this is the little answer that I came up with since I was unable to do it. I made a lid by just tracing out the canteen cup on a piece of aluminum, and then I left these little tabs all around the end. Now, it does hold the heat in the canteen cup, and prevents a little bit of spillage, but it doesn't seal the cup. Is the only problem. But that's okay for me. I'm still able to hold on to the lid and drain any liquid that needs to be drained or anything like that. Plus it keeps the ashes out and holds the heat in. So now to the crutch of this story. The infamous black cup. This is not the infamous black cup. The infamous black cup went to a church sale years ago after it was banned from our kitchen. Everybody has a favorite cup. I had one. It was a black cup, similar to this. A wee little bit smaller in diameter and a wee little bit taller. Just felt right. It's my go-to cup. Well, back in the day, back in the early 80s and stuff, I was working in, and I was working a lot of overtime, a lot of 16-hour shifts, midnight, day turn, and such. And I would get up, I would come home, sleep a couple hours, and get up, have coffee and stuff, and then maybe lay down an hour before I went back to work. Well, this one night in particular, I did that, followed that ritual, and I reached up and I got my black cup out of the cupboard, set it on the kitchen counter, and waited for the coffee to brew. And in those days, that was pre-K-Cup. We just had a pot of coffee and a Mr. Coffee or a bun or whatever it was. And I picked the pot up and I started to pour my coffee. And just as I started to pour my coffee, my wife came into the room and she yelled, she says, "What are you doing?" And not being in the best of moods, of course, I said, it looks like I'm making a cup of coffee. And she said, "It looks like you're making a mess." Well, I looked down and she was right. I had just started pouring the coffee, and I looked down and there's coffee running all over the counter and down and into my slippers and stuff. But in my mind, I knew that coffee cup was not full. So I kept pouring. And she says, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm getting a cup of coffee. And I'm still pouring and it's still running all over the counter." And she finally made me come to my senses, and I stopped. And I looked, and the cup was upside down. So from that day forward, my black cup was banned from the kitchen. Later, I think it went to a church rummage sale thing or something. I'm not sure. But anyhow, she's not home today. So I found a similar black cup. And now we have spoilage. So, I don't know if that's going to be hot. I don't think it is, but I'm not taking a chance. Another deviation from yesterday's video is I actually brought down a stir. In yesterday's rendition, I had to use a China marker pencil to stir my coffee. So that should eliminate a little bit of the aftertaste maybe. But anyhow, that's the story. That's how the saga of the black cup, how it got banned from the house. And until today, it's the first time I've had a cup of coffee in a black cup. So there you go. That's the story. A couple other things I'll mention real quick. Carolina Chris was asking me about this lantern he's seen in the background here on one of my videos. Asked me if it was a Dietz, and it is. It's a Dietz Buckeye dash lamp is what it is. And it has this clampy thing on the back that I guess you could slide down over your carriage or whatever it was on, and a magnifying lens in the front to use pretty much as a headlamp or a headlight. But it is a Dietz, and it burns well. I'm missing the cap. It's a pretty small cap, and I have to work on the adjustment for the wick adjustment. It'll go up, but it doesn't want to go back down, pull it back down, so I either have to get another burner for it or maybe take it apart and see if I can do something with that eventually. But I thought that was a pretty neat thing. I don't think I'd want to depend on it for a headlight, but it is a pretty neat thing, I thought. So other than that, I'll show you a couple little better view of the maybe I will. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. The little tags I made for my lanterns with the POC on them for plain old Chuck, of course. So I left the chains a little long on them because I'm not sure if I want to hang them from the cage or from the fuel valve or exactly where, so they can be shortened. But anyhow, anyhow, the video's shorter. The coffee's better. And everything seems to work out, and I'm pretty sure I can get this downloaded off of a memory card onto my computer. If I've tried everything for 2 days now to get that film clip off of my phone and onto my computer, and I can get it from the phone to the computer, but I can't get it into the editing program because it says it's a bad format or something, and I can't go directly into YouTube, and it's just I can't for the life of me understand it. I'm about ready to give up on that phone. I'm going to try today to put a new editing program on my phone and maybe just try to do it from there. I've never been able to do that before, but who knows, maybe I can master it, and maybe I can't. So y'all take care, and be kind to one another. We'll see you in the next one.